Grazie, grazie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to the new video that I'm going to record right now. Well, actually for you it's over because I'm finished, because I uploaded it, but yeah, that's my video. Thirsty? Cheers. So I love to do this video. I love it. I enjoy it totally, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm talking just about my musical journey, how I became a professional musician, but not just because I have to tell you the story because I'm Jimmy McGowan, or who cares. But it's just to inspire you, and every story has an anecdote that could help you to grow at your musical journey, or even something else. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want in your life, and you have to do whatever you want in your life, so you're happy in your life. That's the main thing in this world, I would say. What do you think? Write a comment, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any videos, and ring the bell. Ring the bell. Do I have a bell here? Wait. Yeah, okay. No, it was not a bell. Okay, yeah, you know what I mean. Ring the bell. So, I talked on the last video about my first professional band, where I played 160 gigs a year for 2 years. 160 gigs is a lot. Usually it was like January, February, March was like maybe 2 gigs in a month. But then from April to October, it was like that, like 150 gigs. It was a lot. It was huge. So how I came to this band was totally, I wouldn't say easy, but in some way it was really fast. Actually, my first audition was with another band, and there was something with this band. They asked me to play for this audition 16 songs in 2 days. I had to learn 16 songs that I never heard before. So I told you already at 1 or 2 years ago, better to be ready than to get ready. So for me, it was like 100% sure. That's the professional mind that you have. It's not like, which songs do you want to hear from me? It was like, I'm going to learn all the 16 songs in 2 days or 1.5 days, something like this. So this is something that I recommend. That's the first anecdote from this video. That's crazy, isn't it? So do more than people expect from you, as much as you can. Because at this time, it was like, I came to this audition and the band leader said, well, the female singer, she sent you 16 songs, but it's enough if you play 3. I said, okay. And I said, I learned all 16 songs. And he couldn't believe that. In 1.5 days, you learned 16 songs. It was like, yeah. And yeah, then we made the audition. That was my first professional audition. And he asked me, what do you want to play? I said, I don't care. Choose you what you want to play. And that was like, every song he chose, we played it. You know, that was always my main goal, to be ready. The rehearsal is for me something that maybe you can develop something else, you know, like arrangement or stuff like this. But to go to rehearsal to think that you learn the song there, I don't think that it's the way it's good, you know, because there's no space to creativity, because it's like, oh, which chord do we have to play? What is the rhythm? Maybe there's something that is missing. Oh, we played a little bit different. Okay. But you have to be really ready. Like every rehearsal I play, I study the songs like I'm going to play it live right now. I mean, I can remember the last rehearsal was just for the tour. We have rehearsals 10 days or something. But usually I don't have any rehearsals. So I learn the songs and I go straight there, you know, like, and that was like my main thing always, you know. And yeah, and we played and he was so happy, you know, like, but he didn't choose me. I mean, he took a lot of time to say, yeah, we take Jimmy as a guitarist, because he was scared that I'm going to go to another band. Okay. Well, I was looking for a job, you know, like, so it's like, okay, I need to work, I need to play. And yeah, he said, yeah, let's go. Bam, I went because I had another rehearsal. That was the funny rehearsal. It was like the band leader came at my place, at my home, you know, and I was sleeping till 2 o'clock, and the date was at 2 o'clock. It was like, damn. Because yeah, I was sleeping and I didn't hear the alarm. So I think, or maybe 5 minutes before 2 o'clock, I don't know, something like this. So I had really less time. And then when the band leader came, um, yeah, he came to my room and I was like, like how you feel when you sleep. Sometimes, like the face ID, it doesn't work when I wake up because he can recognize my face. So that's when I wake up, So, and I think my face was like that when the band leader came. So, and I remember he played the tune. I can't remember what it was. I mean, he didn't even gave me songs to practice or to learn and to show him, like, and then he said, play me Angels from Robbie Williams. And it was like a new song, and I said, oh, damn, I never played it, but I can try. And already there, I was like working with ear training and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, I think it's E, okay. And just a part, I wasn't ready that all. I mean, there was no chance to be ready. I mean, I was ready to play in that situation. That's the thing. Because if you be in the situation, you can answer like, no, sorry, you didn't give me songs to learn, so I don't know what to play. So that is better to be ready than to get ready. So you have to get ready there so you don't have the job. I didn't play the whole song because I never played it before. But he could hear, okay, he knows how to learn songs, isn't it? So it was just 10 minutes. And then he went out. I was, to the next appointment. I don't know. So this time I used to live with my brother together. And I said to my brother, I don't think that I get this job. But yeah, 2 days later, he said, yeah, you're in. And that's great. Sometimes you don't think, because usually you're critical to yourself. And that's the thing. So then I came to this band and I knew, okay, that's the best thing that could happen to a musician. To know I get 160 gigs this year. So, well, it's safe, financially part and experience part and everything. I remember the rehearsal because I wasn't that experienced. So every weekend we had a really big set list to learn, like some songs that wasn't complicated at all, but I never heard it before. That was terrible. So I had to organize myself, because there was like, I think 200 songs or 300 songs, something like this, So like you have a bunch of songs that you play. So I knew, okay, we have 3 weekends. So every week I'm working on the next set. So I remember then that I wasn't that technical good. I don't think so. And we went to the first rehearsal and he said a tune that was like some gypsy jazz style. I can't remember exactly the name. And I was in the car. He was driving to the rehearsal room. And he said to me, Jimmy, I would like to play this tune. And he pressed play and I heard that song, like it was so difficult. I mean, or it sounded really difficult, like really fast. And he asked me, can you do that? And that's the thing that I answered. Yeah, sure I can. And I was shitting myself, I was like, fuck. But that is something that I mentioned before. I think the last video was like to put you in a stressful situation. So you're forced to go over, go out of your comfort zone. So that's the next anecdote. So like to do that. I said that already in the last video, but this is something that I love to do, like to know, okay, I can do it. If I put some good work, I can do it. So you have to know that you can do that, like not saying like I can fly to the moon without anything, like, no, it doesn't work. So this is like some sort of do it as much as you can to put you out of the comfort zone and say yes. And then you put you in stress because you don't want to be there and, oh, sorry, I lied, I can't do it. Well, it's just work, sit down and learn that tune, and that's it. So yeah, and then we went on tour 2 years, 160 gigs per year, and I already mentioned that a little bit last video. It was like, after a while, you're doing always the same thing. Like I said, I was in my comfort zone. I even slept on the stage while I was playing because, the tune, in 10 days, you played it maybe 12 times, that song, so you know exactly what's going to happen, and yeah, and then it starts to, like, I love to feel bored in some way because I know, okay, now it's time to change something, or if you don't feel comfortable, in some way you're in a comfort zone, so you should feel comfortable, but I don't feel comfortable because it's getting boring, the whole thing. So I, every night doing the same thing, it's like I'm a musician and I didn't practice anymore because I knew, like you playing the whole time. So I came back from the, 10 days in a row gig and I had 2 days off. I didn't play guitar, like playing tunes that I like and not that I have to play somewhere, and I just came at home, like ordering a pizza and Coke, beer, and usually it was always pizza, beer, and cigarettes. And they, ordered that even so I don't need to go out because I was always out. And that was my off day, 2 days, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, and pizza, That's it, because I didn't want to take the guitar, because it's like you practice stuff, and that's a really important thing. If you practice stuff, try to play it live. If you don't have the right band to play it live, it's like something is missing. Like I said before in other videos, like you learned, I think Yngwie Malmsteen said that he learned 50% on stage. So sometimes I thought before he said that, I think it was Yngwie Malmsteen, write it on a comment if it was somebody else. But if you look at this guy, or like that, like you think, oh, he was practicing like 10 hours a day every day for 20 years, and then he came on stage. Doesn't work like that. Never. I heard a guitarist, actually, he was really good, and he never played with a band. And the first time he played with a band, I was there listening to him, and I was thinking, wow, somebody huge is coming, because he's amazing, and he was good, but he wasn't able to play with a band. And that's the main thing. It's like I can talk really good, really great, but only with myself, Well, that's the part, like where it's really important to be able to talk to somebody and get a response. So that's the reason why I write a comment, so I get a response from you and I can answer it or make another video. So that's the main part, isn't it? So, and this was like something that I knew I have to leave the band, and this is the part, leave the band and do something that you enjoy more. And that's what I did, and reinvent actually myself in some way, like doing other stuff. You have this experience, use this experience to grow, and use it, because there's sometimes that's so strange, I meet musicians that playing with a band, that kind of band, and change the band with exactly the same band with another name, actually, and other musicians, but you play exactly the same stuff, what's the point? So I prefer to stay at home and play and make my music and and enjoy it, you know? So this is something that I learned a lot from this experience and other experience after that, you know. Maybe if you're interested, I can talk about it. Yeah, to leave the situation so you can grow. That's and don't go to bands that just because of the money. I know it's really important to earn money, but you know, don't burn the bridge before you crossed over. So, like with this philosophy, you can say, okay, I don't like the situation. If you don't like the situation that you are right now, this moment, doesn't matter always, like if it's music or something else. Think about it. If you don't like it, that's a good feeling first. First, it's a good feeling. It becomes a bad feeling if you don't do nothing against it. Does it make sense? You know, if you don't make nothing, you're just complaining at the end. So start complaining, good, but not too long, not for long. You know, like when I start complaining, and my girlfriend, for example, are you complaining? Okay, that's good. I know that, and is there something that I can change right now? No. Okay. Is there something that I can change in the next future? Maybe yes. Okay, let's go. Look at that situation. So, and you build something else parallel to the thing that you don't like right now. And sooner or later, that part, you know, that you like more is taking over the part that you don't like. And then you cross the bridge and you can say bye-bye. Stuff that I did often. And every time I did that, my life became better. So that's the step that I told you last week. You know, every band was a small step and every part was really important, because imagine that I didn't have Shokomoko or the other bands that I played. Imagine I wouldn't have that. So I wouldn't be able at all to go for the last 3 years at arena tour. I mean, I'm really calm when I go on stage. I'm not that nervous, you know. It's like a huge arenas, you know, like makes a lot of fun. And yeah, so that small step were important. So if you're in a situation that you say, I would like to be there, you know. Yeah, but you're there right now. So what's the next step to become the musician that you want to be? So that's the thing. That's the point. So that was everything that I have to say, I think, for today. Yeah, reinvent myself. Yeah, blah, blah. Already said that, I think. If I have any questions, please write a comment below that video and subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell. Do I have the bell? No, I don't have. I have the applause. Okay, I have the stadium bell. Or I don't know. Well, the horn. Yeah, the air horn. Okay, super. Thank you very much. Hope to see you at the next video. Bye-bye. See you. Ciao, ciao.